Welcome to my Dark Castle Churchill guide. This is going to be a lot of fun. Start with the regular start on Dark Castle, which is a sub as top left in that corner as you possibly can. And then a dart monkey right next to it. You want to line up the right side of the dart monkey's hair with the edge of the bridge. Make sure you put the dart as high as you possibly can. If you got the placement right, the sub snipes a red right there at the start of round 6. The hardest parts of the run are round 6 and 7. You lose to round 7 sometimes, but if you do, it's because you placed your towers wrong, so just try again. Make sure auto starts off before round 8. At the end of round 7, get the sub and place it right there, as bottom left as possible this time. And now we can just chill for a bit. So this start is interestingly actually a lot easier than most other Dark Castle starts because the sub is kinda very strong if you just upgrade it to airburst starts. And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Get twin guns at the start of round 10. I'm pretty sure you lose to round 10 if you don't get it, so just get it ASAP. Get longer range on that top sub as well before round 14. And then for 14, set your top sub to strong. Get airburst starts at the start of 15, and then you can set your top sub back to first. You really do need to set the sub to strong for 14, because you will most likely lose if you don't. After you get airburst, get a dart in that corner. Give it enhanced eyesight, and then we just save up for advanced intel on the sub, because right now we can't actually pop the camo on round 24. Then we get advanced intel, and now we just do nothing and wait till we can afford Churchill. During 26, turn off auto start because we can place Churchill at the end of the round. You want to get him about in that corner. Look at the right side of his range. It should touch the metallic bolt of the bridge. So make sure it just cuts that bolt. We get Churchill down in time for round 27, which can sometimes be a hard round, but obviously not with this strat. And from now on you can turn auto start back on because Churchill is kinda strong. Get triple guns after you get Churchill. At this point we're kinda just building our defenses for the round 40 Moab, because that's the only really challenging part of this entire run. Get AP darts during 35. And then get an ALK, place it above Churchill. Don't put it too close to the track, because on this map the ALKs, they kind of shoot the track too much and that stops them buffing as much as we'd like them to, so we want to keep the ALK away from the track as much as possible. Upgrade that ALK to a Berserker Brew with Perishing Potions when you can afford it. And then once you've done that, clear the top section of the trees, and then place a Dart Monkey right there before round 40. And for 40, all you need to do is use Churchill's first ability if you want. As you see, I didn't use it there and it gets destroyed really easily. If you want it to go down even faster, just use Churchill's first ability. After you kill the Moab, get a village, place it right about there, not too far down, give it the discount upgrades, then place another village to the top right of it. Give that one the discount upgrades as well. Give it bigger radius on the second village, so the top one, and then get a Spactory and place it about there. Just make sure the Spactory can see the end of the track. Upgrade the Spactory to a 023 and then set it to smart. Get Deadly Spikes mid 48. And then you want to buy an Alk. Place it as far back as possible, next to the Spactory obviously. And then upgrade the Alk to a Berserker Brew. And then Stronger Stim. Make sure you get Perishing Potions as well, obviously. Then get Jungle Drums on that top village. And now you can set your sub to strong, because we wanted to target the Moabs just in time for round 50, which is when we start seeing some Moabs again, so right there. Get another village, place it in the middle of that grassy patch. And then another village to the bottom right of that first one. Give that one the discount upgrades as well. Give the right village the bigger radius upgrade and jungle drums. And if you got the placements right, Churchill and his Alk should be in range of the jungle drums. So the left village is going to be the camo village, obviously, but Churchill doesn't need it because he can already see camo. So we just want him to have the jungle drums. After you have those two villages down, make sure you get a glue. In double discount range, of course. Upgrade it to a 013 Moab glue. Get Relentless Glue when you can, which is like a super nice upgrade at this point, with the new update. And then give it Glue Splatter. And leave it as a 024. It's going to be very, very useful going forward. Get Primary Training on that right village. And then get a Bomb Shooter as close to your glue as you can. Make sure it's in double discount range again. And start upgrading that Bomb Shooter to a 204 Recursive Cluster. Get Recursive Cluster before 63. And then you can just get Grow Blocker on that left village, just to make sure that you know that's going to be the camo village in the future. So 63 is a little bit dependent on the shot timing from the cannon, but don't worry about it too much. You have spikes at the back, so you should never lose to it unless you get like horrendously bad RNG. Also, for the final wave of 63, you can use Churchill's first ability, which I recommend. Get Stronger Stim on Churchill's Alk as well, after 64. And at this point the setup is entirely complete. We can just save up for Permaspike at this point. On round 71, use Churchill's second ability. You don't actually have to, but it's recommended. You should definitely use one of his abilities. Second is definitely the better choice, but if you want to use the first, you can. For 75, we want to use Churchill's second ability once you see the 3 VFBs come out from the bottom tracks. '76 use Churchill's first ability. '77 use Churchill's second ability again for the BFBs. Relentless Glue just hard carried 75 and 77. 78 first wave used Churchill's first ability. And you should use his first ability again for the second wave of 78. Now you're going to see me mess up and use Churchill's first ability way too early, because I kind of forgot the timing, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, we managed to sneak past. As long as you use Churchill's first ability on time for the second rush of 78, you'll be completely fine. So as you see, my spike pile got super thin, but I managed not to lose, so lucky me. Just make sure you time his first ability properly for round 78 and you will be completely fine. Get P-Spike mid 79, and at this point we're super set. Round 80 use Churchill second, of course. Anytime you see a ZOMG and you're using Churchill, you should be using that second ability. It's very, very strong. During 81, place a sniper in double discount range on the castle. Make sure it's in alk range as well. 81, you can use Churchill's abilities if you want, but you don't have to because Permaspike will just suck them up. Upgrade that sniper to a 402 main Moab with even faster firing. This tower right now, well, the cripple actually, is really, really good. 82, you can use Churchill's abilities again. Once you get P-Spike, his abilities are pretty much unnecessary for any rounds that don't have ZOMGs. But I just use them because 1, it makes the game go a lot faster, and 2, it pads his stats and gets him to like 900k pops. Oh, there's a level up, wasn't expecting that. Thanks for that useless monkey knowledge point that I can't do anything with, but anyhow. You can use Churchill's first on 84 if you want. Unnecessary, but yeah, just stat padding. And you don't have to use the second either. You probably shouldn't, but yeah, it doesn't really matter because ZOMGs are really slow on 85, so we have enough time for the second ability to cool down. Use Churchill's second once the ZOMGs are visible on 85, so it's a little weird, but with the trees on Dark Castle, the balloons count as on the map, so if you use Churchill's second ability while the balloons are below the trees, the second ability will target the balloons, but it won't damage them, so it's kind of a total waste of the ability. So wait till they're out of the trees, then use the second ability. 86, you can use the first ability if you want, but yeah, it's not necessary. P-Spike is good enough for now. It struggles a bit in the late 90s, but for now it's completely fine. Use Churchill second on 87. That's very important. Use the first as well once all the ZOMGs pop. It's kind of unfortunate that we can't really get Churchill to level 20 in Chimps because He's very, very strong at level 20. And that'd be awesome to do on a chimps run. 88 you can use his first if you want. Just make sure you use the second when the ZOMGs come out. Because until we get cripple, our ZOMG damage is just kind of lacking terribly. But that's the great thing about Churchill, he's very versatile when it comes to Moab damage and even just single target damage because he has two things that he shoots with. 89 you can use the second ability if you want, but yeah, it doesn't really change anything. For anyone that doesn't know, Churchill can't actually target black balloons, which DDTs are. So for the rounds with DDTs, you want to use Churchill's first ability. You can also use it on 91. You probably should, just to keep your spike pile as strong as possible. For 92, use Churchill's second when all the ZOMGs are visible, and then get cripple as soon as possible. Make sure that cripple's set to strong, obviously. And yeah, it just destroys everything because bottom path cripple is insane right now. And here's a little hero of our run. I was trying to figure out how to make this run super easy for the final few rounds. And this little bloke is the answer. Place him as bottom right as you can, right there, in double discount range, and upgrade him to 031 unstable concoction with faster throwing. Leave him on first, and then just begin to clear all the trees. For 94, use Churchill's second ability when all the ZOMGs are visible, and then just continue to clear the trees. You can use his first ability as well on 94, you probably should. After all the trees are gone, get a mortar, place it behind the villages, above them, in double discount range. Make sure you target it to the center of the path where I did, so where all the tracks converge, and then upgrade that mortar to a 023. Obviously going to become a 024 and just destroy round 98. 96 use Churchill's first ability once the BFBs get to Churchill. And then use his second once the ZOMGs come out. Upgrade to Shattering Shells mid 96. And then get a Spectre. You don't need to put it so close to the Alchemist, you probably shouldn't because it steals a buff, but anyway. Make sure it's in double discount range, the Spectre, and then just begin upgrading it to Spike Storm. 97 pathetic round with cripple. Get bigger stacks on your Spike Storm, that's just a necessity obviously. Turn auto start off during 98 because we just want to prepare for the last two rounds. Use Churchill's second for the ZOMGs on 98, then use his first as well. Use his first a second time during 98. Then get Spike Storm and White Hot Spikes at the end of 98. Get Radar Scanner before the DDTs on 99. And round 100 is just really simple. Churchill second, Spike Storm, Churchill first, and yeah, destruction. Bottom path cripple is insane. So we have enough money that you could probably do the Josh's Constant achievement on this map. All you need to do is just not discount the first 3 tiers of your permaspike. So yeah, just put your Spectre down first and then the 2 villages after. Hope you enjoyed.